It's not just going from the military to college, it's going from being a sailor, whatever, to being a civilian. It's very easy to get overwhelmed.
It's definitely just like a different mindset. Like the military, everything's kind of regimented and people are always telling you where to go and what to do. A lot of people I know that I talked to when I was getting out said that college was going to be so much easier because they'd be older and more mature than anyone else going, but that doesn't make it easy. Both of my parents were in the Navy. My dad retired when I was in 4th grade, I think, so it was always an idea of mine to join the Navy.
I was stationed in Norfolk, Virginia on the USS George H.W. Bush, and I got stationed there in 2011. I was stationed there until 2015. So we actually didn't meet, even though we were stationed at the same command for a year at that point, until we were deployed.
I was on the same carrier as she was, and we just kind of started talking off and on, and then started talking a little more, and then it got serious, and here we are.
At the time I met Travis, I worked in the post office, and the girls used to tease me because he came down a little more than usual to check the mail, which, you know, people are excited about mail, but not that excited. So every time he would come down, that cute corpsman's at the window, go, you know, see what he needs. And so it was a little awkward, but, you know, it was kind of fun too. Because typically,
I hope so.
Yeah, typically though, you know, people don't meet and get married while, you know, from the same command. That's not something that usually happens. So we both separated within a couple months of each other. We got married a couple months after that, and then a month later we started school at St. Ambrose. I know the first few months we didn't know what to do with ourselves.
It's definitely just like a different mindset. Like the military, everything's kind of regimented and people are always telling you where to go and what to do, and then you get to college and all your professors are just kind of laissez-faire about everything that comes up.
It's quite a jump. Your peers are now suddenly not exactly your peers. You know, they're a lot younger than you. They have a very different life experience than you do. Veterans come at it with a whole new worldview than the younger people.
Some people can be, you know, naive. They haven't been exposed to the world, and so my viewpoint in class or on ethics or whatever might be completely different from someone who's never been anywhere else.
A lot of people kind of fell into groups easier with themselves because they were all 18, 19. It was their first like day away from home, and I was sitting there, I was 24 when I started, so I kind of stuck out a little bit as a sore thumb. It's been really beneficial to have her going to especially the same school at the same time has been really helpful.
It's always been my rock, and so when school started and I felt that first, oh my gosh, I can't do this, there's no way, I haven't had a class in 4 years, like what am I going to do? He was always to be the one that kind of got me calmed down a little bit.
She's been very helpful to be there, and she's always good at keeping me on task. So when she took her semester off last semester, it was definitely not as easy to stay on top of what I was doing.
At this point, I mean, we've been in school for almost, by the time he was born, 2 years, and I did have a semester off where I was able to really get into the routine. We were pretty adjusted beforehand, but it certainly kind of threw us for a loop for the first few days of school, at least, in the first week or so, but we got it figured out.
To go through it together is very unique. Being married, and like you said, they just had a new baby, so they're going through this process, and they too want to help others. They want to help other veterans that are here. They want to, you know, we're working on that orientation, working on putting something together for our new student veterans.
There's not many of us. I think there's 22 veterans on campus right now. But our goal is to eventually have it to, instead of those specifically veterans, we went to the transfer student orientation because we weren't true freshmen. It didn't make sense for us to go to the freshman orientation because a lot of the things like meal plan information and, oh, thank you. Meal plan information, rules about living in the dorms, like that kind, or underage drinking, like none of that kind of stuff did not really fit what we needed to learn about. But transfer orientation didn't either. Natalie and I's goal is to maybe have those veteran students go to that transfer orientation, but then break away from everyone and come with us and maybe learn, okay, this is what happens once your benefits have been approved, and this is what happens, you know, this is how the school handles it, or this is how your book stipend. That information would have been nice to have gotten.
The statement of assurance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Service is just a huge part of who she is. I mean, from the military on, she's got a lot of great ideas and some things we really want to work on and start implementing to help other student veterans.
We do have the Military and Veterans Organization, MAVO, on campus. If I had one complaint, I wish that maybe MAVO had a little more support as far as financially, so we could get maybe those veterans on campus and those offs, maybe we get together as a community, older generations, which is the goal for this whole project, is to get us younger generation with the older generation so we can be supportive of one another and just come together.
We have Natalie who's good at getting information out there, but there isn't really a social part of it. It's all just kind of the paperwork part of it. So it'd be nice to have some kind of active. I know we have like the MAVO, the Veterans Association there, but some kind of active club, I guess, where you can get and meet other people that are also coming in as veterans would be beneficial, I think.
Bringing in those veterans and saying, you're not alone, there are people here who want to help you. It's not easy, so, but we have been through it, so we can help you figure out what you need to know. Veterans, we have each other's back, and that's really what it all comes down to.